from JR, ranging from micro right up to some very high torque metal gear. Why don't you walk us through?
Certainly.
These?
Well, we'll start with all the new stuff we've got. What you see here is our MP91 line. We've got 3 different servos in there. This is a retract servo, which is basically replacing the 791 retract receiver that JR's had for eons. Cool thing about these are all brushless servos. And the cool thing about the retract one is it's has a linear, or it's not like old retract servos where it's just like switch it and it runs to 180.
Right.
Here you can use it as a regular servo as well, but it also has 180 degrees of throw.
So it does have proportional control.
You are correct.
That is great.
So we've got that going for us. Footprint is the same as like an 8711 that most people have had. All right, so now we've got the speed version, which, you're looking at 0.09. Most heli guys will be using that. And also the torque version of the 91 with about 300 ounces of torque. So like I said, these are all brushless servos. And one of the cool features that some of the new that we're running in this one, and a couple of more that I'll show you here in a second, it's got a soft start deal on there. So when you power up the servo, it doesn't snap to its center, which causes a lot of problems if your linkages aren't set right, or if, something like that might happen where it damages your linkage or your servo. We found on the 8711 servos that people were getting wear on the gear train around center, and we figured out it's from turning on and off, because every time it snaps to, you got the weight of the control surface on there, and it's racking the gears, which basically wears them out prematurely. And that's the only spot where it's worn.
Yep.
So we've kind of eliminated that, and it's a cool new feature that JR has in some of their servos.
It softly goes to center instead of
correct. Once you power up, you'll see the control surface move slowly. It kind of goes through center and then comes back, and then it sets.
Okay, so it finds itself. That's pretty cool.
So there you go on that. That's pretty cool. And like I said, these are low profile servos, so you see they're about half the height of a normal 8711 type servo.
Great for tight retract installations.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
A lot of the jet guys are running those as well. And speaking of tight installations, we've got the new 398 and 390 servos from JR in both high voltage and normal like 6-volt servos. The 390 servo mounts like a normal servo here, and then like the 398 has the flat surface. So
it has the horizontal mounting.
Yeah, for sailplanes and things like that, or tight fitting wings. So that, and these have actually the old servos we used to have were the 378 and the 388 servo. These have basically been re-engineered to give a more precise center and just to be a little higher performance servo. So we've got those, and then we go up to the big daddies here, which have a couple of cool new features. We've got wide voltage servos, which basically means the servo has been designed to work with anywhere from 4.8 to 8.5 volts. The electronics in the servo itself have been re-engineered to make that the most efficient way to run the servos. Again, they're all brushless servos. What we have here, let me go with the wide voltage here first, the 82Gs. Got a tail rotor servo, nylon gears, super precise, super high speed. And then we've got the speed version for helicopters or guys that want that high speed, and then the high torque. And we're looking at over 500 ounces at 7.4 volts.
At full voltage.
Yeah, so it's
impressive.
So you've got wide voltage, you've got brushless, and you've got soft start on these as well, which is cool. So then the next step up from that, if you really want to go to the ultimate servo, you're looking at the MP83s, which basically have the same features as the MP82, but this one actually has a linear Hall effect sensor, so the pots have been taken out. What that gives you is a longer life of a servo. You don't have pots to wear out. It's more precise, and it uses less power. So it's the ultimate servo for the ultimate modeler looking for the ultimate performance.
Ultimate and high performance servos, no two ways about it.
Exactly. And that's pretty much it for the servo line. The new stuff, of course, we got the full line of JR servos, from, like you said, the super micros up to these big monster servos.
These big daddies here, there's no two ways about it. These are some very impressive servos for the high performance modeler or the high performance aircraft or helicopter application from Horizon Hobby.